and I'll turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, good evening. Happy Friday evening. Welcome to our 5 o'clock webinar. I hope there are some of you joining us this evening. So if you're watching, introduce yourself to us in the comments and tell us, do you have any fun at-home plans for the weekend? Okay, if you have anything nice you're doing this weekend at home, please let us know. So we might introduce ourselves. So Michelle, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm from Pakistan, and I've been living in Milan for about 3 years now, and I've been teaching for about a year and a half, more than a year and a half, almost 2 years in Milano Meravigli with Lisa.
Great. Excellent. And I'm from Ireland. So I've been living in Italy for 2.5 years. And I used to work in marketing for 5 years before I became a teacher. And yeah, I work in Meravigli with Michelle as well. So if we have people watching, please say hello. Let us know where you are. Okay, we have Roberta. Hello, Roberta. And so Roberta, tell us if you have any nice plans for the weekend or where you're writing to us from. Okay, and we know there's a few more of you watching, so please write to us in the comments. We want this to be interactive and also just to get talking with you guys and practicing your English. Okay, so Michelle, how was your week? Did you have a good week?
It was more or less the same. I've lost track of days. One day just kind of bleeds into the next.
Exactly. Do you have any plans for this weekend at home?
I have a couple of movies that I've lined up that I've wanted to watch. I might do a spot of baking. Um, and
Nice.
today we've already cleaned the house this morning, so that's done. Uh,
That's good.
so running out of things to do. Yep. How about you, Lisa?
So I need to do some cleaning this weekend. So very exciting plans completely. But also I'll probably just do some reading, and also I finished one puzzle, so I'm probably going to try starting another puzzle. It's going to be very exciting.
Nice. Is it one of those 3,000 piece puzzles?
So the one I finished was 1,000 pieces.
Wow.
But the other one isn't like too big, but it's a 3D puzzle. So it's less pieces, but we'll see how it goes. It's a 3D puzzle of Notre Dame.
Wow, I've never done one of those. They look very interesting. You should
Yeah, we'll
share
see
that
how
with
it goes.
us when you're done.
Yeah, we'll see if it works. Okay, and we also have Roberta and Roberto. Okay, and Roberta says that she has to clean her house. Okay,
Yeah,
to clean her house this weekend. Okay, it's not a nice plan. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Roberta.
yeah, I sucked
And
it up
Roberto,
and I did it
yeah,
today morning just to get it out of the way.
that's a good strategy. And Roberto is from near Viterbo. Do you know where that is?
No, no, unfortunately,
Viterbo.
I don't.
Hmm. Okay. He's studying English, and also he will probably have to help his wife with the house. Oh, we all have the same problems. So much fun. Excellent. Okay, so guys, in this lesson, in this focus, what we're going to discuss with you guys is about body image. Okay, so body image. So we're going to be talking about just body image in general. So in society, how people see themselves, how they consider themselves, and also practicing some connectives. Okay, so sometimes using connectives in emails, telling stories, they can be a bit confusing. So some practice with this, and some practice with reflexive verbs as well. Okay, excellent. And we have a few more people saying hello. Fantastic. And Viterbo is north. Okay, so it's on the north side of Rome. That's what Roberta's saying. The north side of Rome. Okay, and we have Elisa. Okay, she lives in Milan. I don't have any fun plans. Get up and decide what to do. Okay, fair enough. Oh, we have lots of people joining us now. Fantastic. Okay, and we have Sarah and Anna Maria. Excellent, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We're happy to see you all. Okay, so to start off a bit of discussion with you guys, okay? So we're going to take a look here at some questions about beauty. Okay, so about beauty and kind of how we see ourselves. Okay, so Michelle, would you like to read these questions? And guys, you can start giving us your opinions in the comments as well.
Okay, beautiful. Who do you think is beautiful? What is beautiful about him/her? What is considered beautiful
Difficult question.
/ handsome in your country? What is cool in looks and fashion? Where do we get these ideas? Deep stuff.
Difficult questions.
Definitely.
I think it's mainly about kind of the concept of beauty. So what is considered beautiful. So I think that sometimes different places have a different idea of what is beautiful. So I think that's the general idea with these questions. Kind of, I guess, what is trendy, what is fashionable, but also then kind of what is there a specific like traditional type of beauty where you're from, or is everything, and beauty obviously isn't just about physical features. Roberto, I agree with you. They are difficult questions.
In English, we have the saying, which is beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which basically means that beauty is very subjective. And what I find beautiful, you might not find beautiful. And that's okay, because my concepts of beauty might be different from yours.
Exactly. It's really true. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I think that, again, it's funny because let's say in Ireland, everyone is very pale skin and light eyed. So I would be considered very normal, but in another country, I look very different and I stand out. So again, it's like it's all relative.
Definitely. Okay, so who do you think is beautiful?
God, yeah, it is a really difficult question. Okay, so if I could think of one of my friends, Jessica. So I consider her, she's a really beautiful, but I would say person. So I wouldn't just say like beautiful. I would say she's really pretty. She's very good looking, but also she's just a very beautiful person in terms of her personality. She's so considerate of others. She's so caring. She's so genuine, and also she's just really, really funny. And like I say, sometimes she's confident, but actually, if I told her I think she's confident, she would be like, "No, I'm not." So I think beauty isn't just
Sure, it's not
yeah,
just
I
your
don't know. For
physical
me, it's
or
not just
outer
physical.
beauty, it's your inner beauty as
Exactly.
well. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And I think it's someone's inner beauty that, adds to their charisma. And sometimes I think the inner beauty is so strong and so powerful that it shines through and you barely notice their physical aspects.
Yeah, yeah, it's really true. It's really, really true. Okay, so we have some answers. So Roberto says that beauty is the thing that amazes us. Yeah, I think we could say that.
Yeah, sure.
That just, yeah, exactly. Um, and Roberta says that Julia Roberts is very beautiful. Okay. So she's very beautiful. I think that she's fascinating and her attitude is very elegant. Hmm.
Hmm.
Really nice description. It's funny as well because I think Julia Roberts is really beautiful, but I know a lot of guys who don't think she is. What's your opinion, Michelle?
Oh, I think she's top-dressed, gorgeous. I cannot imagine anyone saying she's not beautiful. She's beautiful.
I know, but I some of my guy friends have said that like they don't find her attractive, and I'm like, what?
What is wrong with you guys?
I know, it's crazy.
Okay,
So crazy.
Ilaria makes a good point. She thinks, I think the girl in the picture is considered beautiful because she has a thin face with small nose, fair skin, and long red hair. Right. So I love the language you've used, Ilaria. Considered beautiful. Absolutely. So beauty is sometimes what society dictates, and someone who is
Hmm.
thin, long hair, um, fair skin, possibly would be considered conventionally beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And I find it, I don't know much about fashion, but with sometimes I find when I see models in, let's say, posters or billboards, that
Hmm.
sometimes there's a certain type of model that's in fashion, like a certain type of look,
Yeah,
of like, I don't know, hair color, body type, skin type. Like it seems to kind of change every year.
yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's more advanced. How do you pronounce that word? When it's both masculine and feminine.
Oh, oh God.
It's on the tip of my
I don't,
tongue. It starts with A.
yeah.
Okay, it's gonna come to us.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
basically, when something has both aspects of male and female, so a few years ago, that was like Lisa says, in style. So they preferred models that didn't look like that looked like they could be gender fluid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Um, so Roberta thinks Angelina Jolie is more beautiful than I'm assuming than Julia Roberts. I think that's just a typical guy opinion as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um,
Okay. Venancio is saying so beautiful. Okay, so remember, beautiful is the adjective. Okay, so it's what we say. So she is beautiful. So if we're talking about generally the topic, we would say beauty. Okay, so beauty. Beauty is something that affects what you have inside. Okay, but what do you have inside? Yeah, of course, Roberta. Don't apologize. It's just
yeah,
it makes me laugh because a lot of guys say that they prefer like Angelina Jolie to Julia Roberts or Jennifer Aniston or whoever, whereas girls disagree. It's very funny what girls consider beautiful versus what men consider beautiful is often very different.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Um. Okay, and then hmm. That's
For
really nice.
Roberta,
Eliza said.
Roberta,
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say she has amazing expressions too, because if you just use the word she amazes, it's a verb to amaze someone. It's to leave someone speechless because of the awesomeness. But that's a
Hmm.
verb. But if you want to use it as an adjective, we would say amazing expression.
Exactly. And that's a nice one from Eliza. She says,
Mm.
"Do you know the song 'Just the Way You Are'?" For me, that is so you can just say that is beauty. That is beauty. If you're kind of using it as a description, so that is beauty. Yeah, I think that's really sweet. Like kind of people accepting someone for exactly how they are, not wanting them to change.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I think we've misunderstood Roberto. Roberto was talking about the people, the girl in the picture.
Oh, so maybe in that case she has an amazed expression. Amazed expression. Like she looks amazed. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and then Roberta says, so beauty, oh, whoops, I've lost it. Oh yeah, she looks amazed, perfect. Beauty concerns place, art, people. It's subjective, yeah, exactly. So it's a subjective thing. Beauty is not just, related to people, it's about lots of different things. Definitely.
Absolutely. Sarah says, I find...
This is a really nice point, Maria.
No worries.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I find beautiful anyone who falls in peace with him or herself and the world. So, in my opinion, beauty is primarily an inner dimension. That is a beautiful thought. So, just one thing, you don't fall into peace like you fall into love. You are at peace, right? So, at peace with himself and the world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Or even if you want to talk about the process, so you can be at peace or you can find peace as well, because maybe it's a journey to find that peace as well. But yeah, you can be at peace and you can find peace as well. But yeah, really nice. I like that. That's a really nice point. Excellent. And I have no idea about what is trendy. Michelle, do you have any idea what is cool or what is trendy in terms of fashion and looks at the moment?
I haven't left my apartment in a really long time. I don't even know what day it is.
What is trendy? Pajamas are trendy right now.
That's what, pajamas are trendy, taking care of people is trendy, being kind is trendy.
Exactly. Doing dances on TikTok is trendy. Yeah, maybe we can just skip that part.
Yeah, but you know what isn't trendy these days? The opposite of cool is people seem to have a real problem with celebrities posting pictures of themselves in their multi-million dollar mansions. And that is not cool. So to flaunt what you've got is not cool these days.
Yeah, that is true. And also, like, some people were saying about celebrities saying stay at home, and it's like, well, you have a pool and like a tennis court and and a cinema room, whereas I'm stuck in my 3 meter by 4 meter room.
Yeah.
So, oh dear.
So Roberta says white socks are not cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like the thing of white socks with sandals?
Shudder.
My dad is guilty of that crime.
Yeah, it's a very dad move. It's true.
It really is. It really is. Okay, so maybe we'll take a look just at this. So these vocabulary. Okay, this vocabulary about body image. Okay, so some of these are some different terms. Okay, so some different terms. So take a look at these guys and let us know if you know what they mean. And also you can give us your opinion on what is body image. Okay, so what do you think body image is? So some of the different vocabulary we have here. So self-esteem, Okay, so you can create your own definition for what you think self-esteem is. Influence. Okay, influence. So there's lots of different ways we can talk about influence. Perception and enhance. Okay, so write to us in the comments and even let us know what your idea of body image is. Okay. Okay, so I think it's funny. Again, like talking about beauty, I think people's image of themselves or their, I guess their, I don't want to use any of the words to give away the definitions. I think maybe they're the kind of the idea of the pressure that some people have to look a certain way. I think it varies from country to country.
Definitely.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Michelle?
Yep, I agree. I think it definitely varies from country to country. Like I believe in America, I think body image is a real issue in terms of what you see online, in terms of what you see around you, and the pressure to look a certain way. But I find in Europe it's a bit more relaxed. Yes, of course, there are these massive posters about of people looking perfect. That's there everywhere, but the people are more relaxed in their approach. What do you think, Lisa? So, what do you guys think? What is body
Sorry,
image
I got cut
according to
off for
you?
most of what you just said. Yeah, I have to say, I think that, like, from my experience of living in
Hmm.
Dublin, unfortunately, a lot of the girls who were a little bit younger than me, so like I'm going to be 30 this year, but girls who were maybe 5 years younger, 24, 25,
Hmm.
um, I found they were really obsessed about how they looked on social media,
Right.
really obsessed about looking a certain way, always taking those show off photos on social media when you go on holidays
Exactly.
of like in the bikini and all that. So in a way, it made me really sad.
Yeah.
But I guess I've seen it here too. So it's not just, but I do think maybe, yeah, I think you were talking about America as well. It's really, really common as well. That people have this worry or concern about how they look, and how other people see them.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's absolutely sad. And I think the rise of social media has made it even more, even sadder, even more sad because you see a lot of like young girls, right? Like you said, young girls, in
Hmm.
their early 20s, even teenagers, who see
Yeah.
these photoshopped images of people online and compare their body to those images and then obsess
Hmm.
about not looking like that. But the fact is, even they don't look like that.
Exactly. That's
you
it.
know,
Yeah, it's so true.
you if you look at Instagram, like Kylie Jenner is one of the biggest names on Insta. She has one of the largest following, I believe. I mean, the plastic surgery and a lot of stuff going on there, which is great, her prerogative. But it
Hmm.
misses. But I feel young children and young girls who do not know better, think they need to look
Yeah.
like that, and that is sad
Yeah.
because no one looks like
It's really
that.
true. Yeah, it's so true. And there's this thing I think that people do as well where you're constantly comparing yourself to others. And unfortunately
Mm,
with social media, that is so easy to do nowadays, like constantly. And also, like you said, it's unrealistic as well because you're not looking at reality there.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, really good. So Venancio has a thing here on perception. So
Hmm.
perception, considering, uh, I think perception is considered like the imag the
Image, I would
imagination
imagine.
or Oh, the image, okay. Of a person that reflects in my eyes. Okay, so you're considering the image of another person that reflects in your eyes. Okay. Okay, and then consequently it can influence people in relationships. Okay, I'm a bit finding it
Right.
hard
So
to understand.
maybe we should go back to talking about what body image is, right?
Okay.
So when we talk about body image, basically it is how you feel. It's not what
Hmm.
you think about someone else. It's the perception you have of your own physical self and all the thoughts that come from it, all the thoughts and feelings that come from it. So, for example, this is an extreme case. If someone is a little bit overweight, right? They might,
Hmm.
the reality may be that they're just a little bit overweight and it doesn't show at all. But their perception could be that they're obese. And then the
Hmm.
feelings and thoughts that come from that are negative, right?
Yep.
And what's important to remember is that body image is formed by society. So external factors, environmental factors that contribute to your perception of your own body.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Yeah, it's kind of that way sometimes people might have nothing wrong with them at all and they have this really image.
Absolutely. And Roberta says it perfectly.
I'm just gonna stop my camera because it's not really working.
Roberta says, body image is the image you have of yourself physically. Sometimes it could be distorted and it leads to a problem of self esteem. Very eloquent, Roberta. Well put. Absolutely. Anna Maria, you have nothing to
Excellent.
apologize
Really good.
for.
No, it's a really good point.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Because, like I said, body image is formed by external factors. So maybe, like you said, Italians are very concerned with the physical appearance and things like that. So maybe you could be concerned about how clothes look on you. That is
Yeah.
one way to think about it. So it's a very valid point.
Yeah, it's really true. And I find it hilarious how a lot of young Italian men are very concerned about their appearance because Irish guys do not care how they look, most of them. They do not care. So it's really funny to see how much Italian guys care sometimes.
I think this is definitely an Italian thing, which is also kind of cool because I had an American friend visit me, and what she said is that I
Yeah,
can't believe how many guys here are comfortable wearing pink because back in the States, guys will not wear pink. It's considered too feminine for
that's
most
true,
guys.
actually.
So she was really impressed by how metrosexual Italian men were. Oh, are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Maybe only guys who are gay might wear.
Right, that's what she said as well. That it's the same in America, but over here it's different because they take a lot of
Oh.
pride in their appearance and they don't differentiate between girl colors and boy colors, which is cool.
Mm, exactly. Okay, perfect. So maybe we'll take a look at the definitions because I know Roberta has that question there about the
Hmm.
difference between to enhance and to improve. Like to be honest, I would say they're synonyms, but okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So it just depends on the usage.
exactly. It's context related.
Yeah, exactly, because you can make improvements to your house, and you can make improvements to yourself, but enhancements are more about, yeah, to make something better, maybe bigger, or I don't know. It just depends. So like enhancements sometimes can be related to surgery as well. So, but it can also be about enhancing something to make it better, to make it maybe more visually appealing.
Roberto, very appropriately timed. He says, by the way, I have to do my daily workout to keep fit and feel good about myself. In the house, of course, he's a responsible citizen and he's going to see
Excellent.
us. Fantastic, Roberto. Yes, go keep fit. I love that.
Good luck with your workout.
Enjoy yourself.
Okay, so we just have some quick definitions for these terms, but I suppose self-esteem, we could say self-esteem is like self-respect, but I also think it's something to do with how good you feel about yourself, like your self-esteem.
Absolutely. It's about
Because
being confident in your abilities.
Exactly. How good or how bad. If you have low self-esteem, then you don't feel very good about yourself. Okay. And then influence. So we talked about the influence that social media can have, or seeing models, how it can have on how people think about body image or their own body image. So yeah, it's something that makes, I suppose, has an effect or produces an effect on other people. Like obviously now we are bombarded online by influencers. Okay. And then perception. So obviously we were talking about that when we were talking about beauty. So perception of beauty depends on how you see something or how a person sees something. So everyone's perception is different. Okay, and we talked already about enhance. Cool. Let us know if you've any questions or any doubts with any of that vocabulary. Okay. The next thing we're looking. Okay. So this is just out. I don't know what's wrong with my connection. Okay. Michelle, would you like to read these questions?
Absolutely. Do you think body image vocabulary? Do you think most people have high or low self-esteem? Who or what influences your body image? What are other people's perceptions of you? What do people do to enhance their looks?
Okay. So we've sort of talked a little bit about this already. But yeah, I think it's a good thing about people having what type of self-esteem they have in general. Like I think personally, I think some people, or a lot of people, especially women, can be too hard on themselves.
Absolutely. But
Okay.
I also do think that there are moments where everybody has periods of high esteem and then periods of low esteem, low self-esteem. You generally have like average, and then I think that just fluctuates in up and down depending what phase of life you're in.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. And I think it's funny because I think recently, like I'm taking a course now on kind of positive psychology, and it shows that in recent years, like in the last 15, 20 years, people's self-esteem and their opinions of themselves and the pressure that they put on themselves has gotten more and more like severe.
Right.
Because I think because of maybe technology, because of social media, obviously
Definitely.
because the world is changing. So yeah, I think it really just depends.
Venatio says, in general, I think most people have high self-esteem. Roberta says, there isn't an answer in my opinion because it depends on the character, personality, life experience, etc.
Mm,
Excuse me.
bless you.
Yes, this is true. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so too, because I think personally, and this is only in my experience of since I've lived here, I think a lot more people I've met here have a
hmm
higher self-esteem than a lot of the people I know in Ireland. So it's quite interesting. And I'm not just talking about Italian people, I'm talking about a mix, people
hmm
from lots of different countries. So I think it really does just depend on, like Roberta said, like background, different things, where you're from. It can depend on a lot of different things, how you see yourself or your opinion of yourself.
Sarah has found something very deep. She says, generally speaking, I guess most people feel a gap between how they are and their potential. Oh, that's actually true. I think you're right. Generally speaking, I agree with that.
That's really interesting.
hmm
Yeah, I guess people put a lot of pressure on themselves, not just about how they look, but also about their achievements, where they should be in life. Definitely, it kind of comes that way.
Okay, what are other people's perceptions of you? That's a tricky question because how do I know what someone else's perception of me is?
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of one of those kind of interview type questions.
Right.
It's like, how would your coworkers see you?
I don't know, ask them.
Like you always have to be like, well, I hope people see me
Yeah.
this way. I don't know.
Well, I hope
Or
you don't
else
see
you
me
might
as
have a
rich
really
famous. Yeah, I feel that that question is a bit silly.
yeah, I think it's quite hard to talk about how you think other people see you. Um, but yeah, God, when it comes to people enhancing their looks, there are lots
Mm,
of different things they do,
yeah, lots and lots.
which
Um,
also,
mhm,
no, I was just thinking, like, I've seen even just on social media recently, like people, there's a lot of things about whitening your teeth, keeping your teeth white, or like kind of Hollywood white, if we put it that way. And
mhm.
also the really terrible thing is like the enhancing their lips, like
Right, the
using
lip
something to make your
fillers.
lips bigger.
hmm Lip fillers.
That creeps
God.
me out. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a bit. It's a bit much.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Lip fillers. They're strange, but also things like Botox. Botox is really popular.
Mm, yeah, God.
What else? Well,
Yeah, and I sometimes
augmentation.
don't realize how. Okay. So yeah, I think if people are still writing, you can keep writing the answers, but we might move on to the
hmm
exercise here to practice some connectives. Okay, so we have some connectives here that in general we're talking, it's a little short article on self-esteem. Okay, and self-esteem. So the connectives that we have, so you can take a look at the blank spaces in the articles and try and figure out which connective should go to connect the ideas. So if you want, you can even put like number one and then put what you think should be there. So the connectives we have are apart from, in spite of, as long as, although, and nevertheless. Okay, so sometimes these can be tricky, so it's a good thing to practice. Okay, so the first line says, I think most people have low self-esteem. The media shows us only skinny, beautiful people. I think most people will have low self-esteem. So right now it doesn't make sense. So we need to understand what connective goes in there to make it make sense. Okay, Michelle, do you want to read the next line?
Sure. Bleep, supermodels. No one looks like that in real life. Okay. Bleep, I'm not sure supermodels really look that great in life.
Okay.
Bleep, I think there are many people with high self-esteem. Bleep all of the images from the media.
Okay, so really without the things in the spaces, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so we have a couple answers coming in for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as and although. So let's take a look. Okay, so guys, you're right. Okay, so bit of a mixed opinion. Okay, so half thing, although, but is as long as. Because if I say, as long as the media shows us only skinny, so in this case, we're talking about as long as they continue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as long as they continue. Because we want to talk about the consequence of that. So if the media are continuing to show us skinny, beautiful people, most people will continue to have low self-esteem. So that's why although doesn't really work in this context, because although we're usually contradicting something.
Yeah, that's important to remember. Whenever we use although, we usually use it for a contradiction of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about these two clauses, they can seem like they are contrary. For example, skinny, beautiful people and low self-esteem. But if you read it carefully, you see that if you put although there, it doesn't really contradict. The two clauses don't contradict each other.
Exactly. Okay, and then for number 2, so far everyone says apart from supermodels, no one looks like that in real life. So really good. That's excellent, guys. Bless you. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me. My allergies have kicked in this week, and it's been a
Don't
pretty
worry.
brutal.
I get it.
Hay fever season is here.
Yeah. I hope you have some Claritin or something. It's terrible.
Thank you.
Okay, so apart from number 2, and then I think we have Nancy, a couple more guys answer for number 3. So number 3 is blank. So apart from supermodels, no one looks like that in real life. Blank, I'm not sure supermodels really look that great in real life. Okay. Okay, great. Really good, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So again, although. It's great.
Fantastic.
Really, really good. Yeah, exactly. So again, remember, although we sometimes use, also we use however. They're very similar. Okay, although and however, because sometimes people get a bit confused, like what's the difference? But actually, if I said, however, I'm not sure supermodels look like that in real life, it still makes sense. Ooh, and Anna Maria is getting a jump on it. Okay.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Okay, so nevertheless and in spite of. Okay, so let's take a look. Yep, that's a really good point, Anna Maria. With however, we would need to have a comma. Exactly, that's an
Fantastic.
excellent point. Really good. Yeah, so if there was a comma, and also obviously it's not on the list of options. Okay, excellent. So nevertheless, for number 4, whoopsie, sorry, just put it in. Perfect. So nevertheless, I think there are many people with high self-esteem, and then in spite of. So excellent. Really, really good. Okay, great work, guys. So let us know if you've any questions or any confusion on those connectives, because I know they can be a little bit difficult. So remember as well that in spite of, another way to say this as well is despite. Okay, despite. So I was talking about this in another lesson recently, that despite, I think, and maybe Michelle, you agree with me, we use it a lot more in conversation if we're using connective. We say despite, whereas in spite of is a bit more formal and used more in articles like this.
True.
Okay. Really good work, guys. That's excellent. So maybe just for the last few minutes, what we could take a look at is, so this here, to suggestions of what people could do. So what people could do to kind of to stay more positive, and even staying positive in general right now, I think we all need.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Perfect. So here we have, so how can people have a positive body image, so, or more positive body image, I guess. How can people keep up their self-esteem? Okay, so keep it up. So sometimes your self-esteem drops because of something that happens. So in this case, we can use reflexive verbs, practice using reflexive verbs to give advice. Okay, so you can just practice making sentences. So we have some examples here and some of our reflexive verbs. Michelle, do you want to read the example?
Sure. Deny, encourage, tell, convince, enjoy, hurt, look after, take care of. Friends should encourage each other to eat healthy. A person should never hurt himself.
It's a bit of a severe example, the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michelle, do you do anything with your friends to kind of to help each other stay positive?
Yes, I work out virtually with a friend in the morning, and I think
Nice.
we encourage each other. That definitely encourages us and motivates us to stay positive and to keep our bodies moving. Do you do anything?
Yeah, like I think what I find really helpful is with some of my best friends at home, we have a WhatsApp group all together.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime any of us is having a bad day, problem, or whatever, we'll just like be like, guys, I need to talk. And then we kind of discuss everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Tell each other, oh, I'm feeling really bad about this, or I have a problem. Is anyone free to chat? Yeah, it's like we're always there to take care of each other and kind of look out for one another.
That's so sweet. That's adorable. I love that
Yeah, it's
story.
really
Yeah, it's fantastic that you have such a strong social support system. That's beautiful.
yeah, no, they're great. Oh God, we're running out of time, guys. Oh.
We actually are bang out of time.
Yeah, sorry if you're still writing your examples. Keep doing it. Sure, it's good practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you guys so much. It was really lovely to talk to you all. You're really
Hmm.
interactive, so it was great. Great
Yeah,
webinar.
it was
And we hope
fantastic,
you have a
guys.
fantastic weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Talk soon. Bye bye.